Mr. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and very welcome guests. Happy New Year, first and foremost.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Did everybody get what they wanted for Christmas?
No.
I wasn't asking for anything.
Okay. I guess if you didn't get what you wanted, I hope you got some gift cards so you can buy what you want for Christmas. However, if you received a pack of 5 V-neck t-shirts size medium, it's too small for me. I'm an extra large, so return those. But anyway, I want to talk to you about e-commerce, which is a fancy word for online shopping, basically. If you're like me, you tend to avoid those long lines at shopping centers and the parking nightmare at outlets. So I tend to do a lot of my shopping online. There are those that are afraid to shop online because they are afraid that their data may be compromised. Rightfully so. There have been several data security breaches over the last 6 to 7 years which have an alarming rate of theft of credit card data. So I will inform you on the details of e-commerce online shopping and to provide you with some safety tips before you click the submit button on your favorite website. I told you before, I avoid shopping centers, shopping malls, outlets at all costs on Black Friday. The Department of Commerce has released their third quarter report. And it states that the retail sales trend has grown 11% of an increase on online sales. That's equivalent to $595 million on Black Friday, one day. They have also stated on the third quarter report that the number of online sales equaled $34 billion, which is an increase of 3.4% for one day on Black Friday. That's an alarming number. However, there were 5 top retailers that had over 4 million visits on Black Friday, which would equal a total number of profit revenue for them last quarter of the year. And these companies were Amazon.com was up 28%. Walmart was up 22%. Apple.com was up 39%. I helped with that. Best Buy, I helped with that one too. 24%, and Target was up 19%. Bottom line efficiency that people are shopping online, no doubt about it. But is shopping online safe? I used to work for Joseph A. Bank Clothiers as a computer security compliance officer. And my main goal was to keep the company out of headline news. No data security breaches on my watch. I was charged with working closely with Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover to be sure that the company was in alignment and compliance with their data security standards. We went through audits twice a year, one from Sarbanes-Oxley and the other from Visa and MasterCard. I was also responsible for taking trips across the nation to do spot check audits at the different retail stores to be sure that the merchants and the regional sales managers were keen on protecting customer data. 90% of the Joseph A. Bank sales were credit card transactions. So if there were a breach of security at that company, they would falter. They would not be able to support themselves on 10%. However, 14% of credit card fraud occurs online. One of my last projects at Joseph A. Bank was to come up with a fraud team. and I had to interview 4 individuals and build a fraud program, because at the time, as my CIO put it, we have a full hemorrhage of fraud happening online. So he asked me to put together a team of people to investigate where the online fraud was happening. We had a gentleman who was a hacker who figured out the schema of number on invoices, and he was able to determine what the next number would be in sequence. So he would call the catalog department at Joe's Vape and Clothiers and say that he did not receive his merchandise. We caught the individual and he was prosecuted. So things happen out there in cyberspace, but there are ways that you can protect yourself going forward when shopping online. And I have 4 tips for you. The first tip is to look for a third-party seal on the website. That could be a seal of the Better Business Bureau. They could have made an accreditation on their website stating that that merchant is secure by their standards. That's one avenue to look for. Not all sites have that, but this is just one indicator. Be sure that the website that you're shopping on uses encryption. There are 2 ways to look for encryption standards on a website. When you are putting your confidential information in the site, be sure that the web address says HTTPS. It means it is a secure site and encryption is being used. Another factor is look at the bottom right-hand corner of the web page. There should be a padlock that is locked, not open, that states that encryption is being used. Check your credit card statements each month. Verify the purchases that you made are yours. If they're not, call the credit card company immediately. If you happen to have a debit card, don't use it online. If a hacker gets control of that number, he can wipe out your bank account completely. Banks are less forgiving than the credit card companies. If something happens with your credit card, the merchant will definitely reimburse you on those purchases and will wipe it clean. Banks typically won't do that. So just some tips to be mindful of. And as I close, with the trend pointing toward more people shopping online, do what I do. Save on your gas, save on the headaches of the long lines at the shopping malls and parking nightmares. Shop online with confidence and be safe and secure. Mr. Toastmaster today.